is up? Happy 2025, everybody. Today I am sitting in the office waiting on the snow apocalypse here in East Tennessee that they are calling for, and nothing. Absolutely nothing's happening, which is sad because I love the snow and I'm really excited to go play in the snow. But I'm going to be optimistic and hope that it comes pretty soon and comes in the fashion and the intensity that they're calling for, because they're calling between 3 and 6 inches here, and I'm ready to go out. And I'm ready to go out in particular with this, which is what this video is about today. This is not a review whatsoever. This is just me explaining why I now have and use and love the Fujifilm GFX 100S. This is one of the earlier GFX models, as you know. This is the new GFX 102. This is the predecessor, which seems like old technology probably to some, but I wanted to talk about it and show some samples. If you watched my last video, I talked about this just a little bit, so that was kind of leading into this one. I'll stop doing this in a second, and I have it on the camera neck strap, which if you watched a video or two back, probably you may have seen me talking about this. I really love this thing. It is really, really good. Sorry, I'm out of the lot now. And what's really interesting is how it attaches to everything. It's got a proprietary locking system and this cable that goes through and hooks and twists down. And this is paired with the GF 80mm 1.7, which is beautiful. It's a little short as far as focal length for my personal taste, so I'm having to push myself a little bit to use it and to use it the way that I like to shoot, which is good. I think changing stuff up and changing lenses and focal lengths, that helps us grow, right? And this thing is a chunk. I'm gonna put it down now so the cables will stop rattling. We'll leave it right here behind me for now. So the reason that I went back to the GFX, because in this video that I will link wherever, I talk about the 50S, the original, with the Nikon 65, and I love that lens. I didn't love how big it was. I didn't love how long the focus throw was on it, but I absolutely love the images from that camera. It was very Pentax 6.7, very actual medium format. And what I mean by that is, like, the sensor in the GFX is not the same size as a 6.45 negative in medium format film, so it's not quite the same resolution, but it's very close. I actually saw a photo earlier, someone comparing the Nikon Speedmaster 50mm 0.95 on a full frame camera to this camera with the Nikon 65 1.4, and it was surprisingly close. But there's still something about the files from the GFX system that I really, really love. It is about the look. Don't let me get off track. It's very much about the medium format look, but also it's how flexible the files are and how much I enjoy working with those Fujifilm files, which is weird. And I can only attest that I think Sony makes this sensor, which may have something to do with it. And I loved all my Fujifilm cameras, and I've had a bunch, lots of videos talking about, you know, Max Pros and such. But for some reason, I think editing the files in GFX are much more pleasing to the way that I like to work and to the style of photography that I pursue. Maybe I'm just being wild. Maybe that's just my random opinion. So the reason that I ended up picking up this camera is I had my dream film camera for a while and loved it. Absolutely loved it. I had the Mamiya 7. Not the 7.2, had a Mamiya 7 with the 80mm f4 lens, and it was the most travel-friendly, portable, comfortable, fun experience shooting film I've ever had. Maybe, other than maybe my Rolleiflex. I do really enjoy a TLR 6x6 experience. And I just never got the results from film that I wanted. No matter what I did, if I overexposed, if underexposed, and I don't think it's a lab thing. I think it's a me thing, maybe. So I am well between that and the cost of film, because I still really enjoy film, and I still have the Rolleiflex, my Noltaflex, my Nikon what is that camera called? The underwater one. Nikonos. And then I have my forever trusty F3. So I have a few options left, but not the collection that I used to have by any means. That's kind of what pushed me back to this camera, is I really love medium format. And I really love the look of it. I really love how it is like shooting film, and the fact that it's, you know, it's slower and it's more evenly paced. It's not run and gun. It's more thought out. It's more intentional. I know I use that word a lot here, but that's exactly what it is. And the files from the 80mm 1.7 are just absolutely stunning. The fall off is beautiful, and I mean, I couldn't be happier, honestly. I took it hiking in the last video, and took a self-portrait, which is something that makes me uncomfortable, but it did a really good job at matte, even locked off on the timer and a tripod, 30 feet away, 20 feet away, whatever I was, distance, not too many meters. And it works the way that I like to work. My good friend Garrett told me that he hopes I never break up with this camera, that we are currently stay with company. And Garrett, if you ever see this, I appreciate that. That was funny. And he knows how I am and how often I switch cameras, which is weird because as of next month, I'm coming up on owning a digital camera for a year, and it's the longest I've ever owned a single digital camera. Ever. So we're going to talk about that soon. So if you want to know my 1-year review with using my Leica M2 monochrome, subscribe and stick around. Why the 102 or the 100S over something newer and much more expensive? Mostly that, if I'm honest. I just don't think that the way that I use it, that the newer features are worth the extra expense for me personally. This camera will shoot video and it'll do it well, and I have a video that I want to make where it is my primary video camera. I think that could be interesting, where I only shoot entire, YouTube video with medium format GFX and the 80mm 1.7. So that's going to be interesting because it's going to keep me further away from the camera, so that will take some forethought. And like I said, I'm not reviewing this camera. I'm just explaining why in 2025 I'm using the GFX 100S instead of shooting medium format film as much. And like I said, mostly cost. And I'm in the season where, and I've always been this guy, I've always been this way. I love shooting portraits. And some of my favorite photographers, that's what they do. And I know that's what I'm drawn to, and I know that's what I love shooting and editing and working with people. But then it's like, life happens, and then like someone needs me to do this, or someone asked me if I could shoot that. So like, kind of like shooting in that wheelhouse. Or there was a season where I did some downhill mountain bike racing. So like, I picked up an R3 and a 70 to 300, and and as much as I did enjoy that, because I love to be outside and I like the mountain bike as well, portraits are my favorite. They just are. In studio, not that I don't have it, but like in that setting, with flash, without flash, natural light, like it makes me happy. So in 2025, that's what I'm leaning toward. I want to push into more portraits, more environmental stuff, more hiking stuff, more me asking random strangers if I can take their photo, because that's fun. And one of my favorite photos that I've taken with it, which I'll throw up on screen here, is of Cliff. Brian. He goes by a couple different names, if I'm honest. He manages the tattoo shop that I go to in Asheville, North Carolina, called Empire Tattoo, and he's a fantastic musician. And I was heading in actually to get my kneecap finished 3-4 weeks ago, and he just happened to be outside chilling in the front door, so I was like, don't move. And I just pulled up and snapped this photo, which indicates that it is usable in a quick-ish setting. But it's not one of those things you're going to be chasing a bunch of children with, probably your dogs or pets, and trying to like walk, this moving action stuff. You're not shooting sports with this game for sure. But in 2025, I want to shoot more portraits. I want to make more interesting stuff. I want to tell deeper stories and connect on a multitude of levels. And for me, the GFX, I think, is going to be a tool for that project, for that season of work that I really, really want to do. Is there anything about it I don't like? Of course. I mean, there are things I don't like about everything, right? I mean, the autofocus is good. It's not great. It's not fast. The file size is absolutely massive at 100 megapixels a piece. But I honestly, like, once I've edited, I have a program, JPEG Mini. I run all the JPEGs, the vinyls, and that saves me tons and tons of space. I don't know how it works, but it works. And other than that, like, really, I don't have any complaints. It's been wonderful. I love the top-down LCD. I love the photo-centric LCD on the back rear LCD. It doesn't flip around like this camera. It's just tilt, and I think it just puts you in a different mindset to get out and shoot. Right? Do you shoot GFX? Do you love media format look? I'd like to know if so, and if you think, maybe you're looking that direction. I highly think that looking at the GFX 102 is a viable option. I got this body and this lens way cheaper than just the new body alone. So I can't complain. And I'll try not to complain. That's one less thing I want to do in 2025 as well. So I'm going to complain less. So, thanks for being here. That's why I love the GFX. It's just wonderful. It's a wonderful tool, and it makes me work the way I want to work. Lastly, before I let you go, all the music that I've been using for the last few videos and all of 2025 so far, and I was on 2 days in, and the last 2 months of 2024 have been from a new source that I have found kind of on accident. I had a service I liked but I didn't love, so I started looking at other options, and obviously, like, they're the ones that everyone talks about on YouTube, and I knew there had to be more. I knew there had to be more. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have a problem with that. So I dug a little bit, and I found this service called Audio. And what's interesting about them is not only how good the music is, it is so good. And the features they offer with this new Hans AI, where you can drop a link from a YouTube channel. If you like the music in that channel, it'll find you similar stuff in their library. Or, you can keyword stuff and just give it some ideas, and it will generate stuff that it thinks fits in that category as well. It just works with you and not against you. Like 2025, I think that we all could use a little bit more of people working with us, right? And my favorite part, my absolute favorite part, you pay for it once. It's a lifetime membership. My favorite part, you pay for it once. It's a lifetime membership. Like, it's not an annual fee, it's not a yearly fee, one-time fee, and it's not that much. And with my discount code down in the description, you can save 70% and get started today. I don't know why people don't use it more. Like, I know of 2 people now that also use it, and that's it. I mean, I know there are a bunch of people do. Obviously, it wouldn't be functioning or an option. But I personally know 2 people, and that's all. I'm pushing this. Like, listen, y'all need to check this out. Like, save yourself some money, save yourself some time, because the music savings rating is so good. So, if you like making stuff like this and you need music, highly recommend it. Go check them out. I'm gonna send you. Use the link below. It'll save you some money. Y'all want to save some money. 2025, this is the 3rd video that I've shot already in less than 2 weeks, so I feel good in this push for, more new stuff here in 2025, and to grow this channel and to grow it with you and spend this time with you. So high five. Let's do this thing together. Thanks for being here. GFX, Fujifilm Gang. Let's go.